call up the Borough West Easton Council meeting order. I'll stand and rise, pledge allegiance, led by Nathaniel Obler.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Dave.
Mr. James.
Here.
Mr. D.
Here.
Mr. Lewis. Mr. Ravanna. Ms. Lake. Mr. Brightinger.
Here.
Mr. Bolash. Here.
Here. All right, we have a quorum. First order of business, approval of checks, 16643 through 16699 from the general fund account. A motion to approve?
Make the motion. I'll second.
Any discussion?
What was the road maintenance supplies?
What number?
16666.
They were the risers for the manholes.
Okay.
All right, anything else? See no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Approval of check 2062 through 2063 from the sewer fund account. Motion to approve.
I'll make the motion. Second.
Any discussion on sewer checks? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Need approval of deposits and receipts for July 2018. Motion to approve.
Make the
I'll
motion.
make the motion.
All right.
I'll second.
Second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion to approve minutes from July 9th, 2018 council meeting.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion on minutes from our last meeting? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Need a motion to approve the treasurer's report for July 2018.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All right, 2 seconds. Any discussion on the treasurer's report? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Open up for public comment.
I have a question, not a question, but a comment.
Okay, for the record, please, you don't have to, I just need your name and your address.
June Smith, 93.5 Main Street. We have new people moving into the community and they're parking like Main Street's the one side of parking. They're parking on the wrong way and they're there for I want to say 4 days without moving and coming out the driveway with the cars being higher in the back. You can't see to get out, so we had a couple close calls of being hit. But there's 2 of them down on Main, and I know there's one up on 10th Street also. That it just seems the new ones that are moving in are just parking any place or any way they want.
Your,
Why not?
your, I mean, within our capability, you can put a letter on the car.
You don't know what house they belong to by any chance, do you? The one was the Nottoling's old house on, I think 79, and then I think think the other one is 85.
85, yeah, they just, they're big.
One's a Chrysler, it's a minivan, and the other one is a Chevy Traverse or something like that. SUV. It is hard to see it get out.
Because that's a bigger vehicle.
Yes. Mhm.
If I can make a suggestion, next time you see it, give Borough Hall a call, and something can be done when it's happening.
Okay, thank you, because they've been doing it, like, it's not just like for 3 hours, it's like 3 days, 4 days.
We can send them a reminder, there's no parking on sidewalks or
To the borough.
blocking.
I'll send them over to the borough.
Welcome to the borough, no parking on sidewalks.
Well, it's just they're parking the wrong way, like
Yeah.
they're facing, so, thank you.
Any other public comment? Engineers report?
Thank you. I'll stand over here. Got to talk to all of you. So this is in regards to the borough storage building. It was out for bids. You received 2 bids for this thing. One was, the low bidder, the apparent low bidder was Dutchman Contracting LLC, and the second bidder was Zawada Enterprises LLC. The low bid came in at $58,833, and I'll admit, I was absolutely surprised at this. I thought for sure with the engineering and design still needed to be done, it was going to push it up. So I'm surprised, but I'm pleased that it came in at $58,000. I think we have a grant for $60,000, so I think we're pretty good. I will need to know, though, I guess from you, Joan, after this, after we award, if we award this, what we want to do with next year's grant application. So we want to apply for the additional grant along this line. Originally, we said it was somewhere well over $100,000 to do the complete site design. So if you want to continue this next year, I need to know pretty soon, tomorrow or the day after, or so, as to what we want to do to continue this project, whether we pave it, put in the rest of the site improvements. We can apply for that in next year's grant.
Besides paving and, what's the other one?
Fencing,
Fencing.
Fencing.
lighting.
If you want to upgrade the doors, electronic doors, or anything along those lines, I need to know, but you would have to run electricity into the building for that. So, okay, the low bid was $58,833. Dutchman Contracting LLC, they are out of Lancaster. I don't know if they're Amish or Mennonites or whatever they are. Okay. Tonight I'm looking for, actually, if you want to award the contract, I need to know that, and I would look for action to do that. Or if you're going to deny the contract, we close that, and then we roll the money into next year and get the more complete project next year. I need, either way you want to go with that, that's fine with me, but I'm looking for an action here tonight. Before we get to the action, there's a couple other items I want to talk to you about. First off, the specs you gave us that we put out in the bids did not include downspouts and gutters. So we called the contractor and said, give us the price for doing that, and he said it was $1,895 for pulling downspouts and gutters. If you add that as a change order to the contract, it brings your price up to $60,728, slightly over that $60,000 margin. Once we award the contract, and you have to award the contract after the notice to proceed. If you award it tonight, we gather the information from the contractor, and then we send him, he sends all his information in, and then we send out a notice to proceed. He then has 4 months to build the project and complete it, weather permitting. The 4 months would take us probably to the end of December, so it's like right in that range of what you wanted to do. Now, this was a design and build project, and they have to prepare site plans, they have to be professionally prepared, and it's to include everything like the site geometry, the grading for this thing, erosion control, any stormwater design, everything that normally goes into a land development project, they have to address in some fashion. That should be coming back to the borough for an approval before you actually issue a building permit for this thing. And the next step after, this does not have to go through your planning commission or anything like that, just come back. You guys all have to decide if this is what, this is the configuration you wanted, this is what's going to go on. And then I would look for some sort of formal action from you guys approving the plan for that.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Your associate, what's his name, the young guy? said that he was gonna talk to them about everything they were required to do.
Yes.
And that's been done, and he's satisfied?
And yes, he talked to them, and he said specifically they're aware of everything they have to do. It was in the contract, and it was very clear that they have to do the land development plans, and they have to do building permit application. You want to be as transparent as possible, and you don't want any surprises, which the one surprise is that after the building permit, the building is exempt from your zoning. I confirmed it with a zoning officer today. He said, yeah, it's kind of like the golden pass for you guys for this site, for this project. You're exempt from zoning because there was real concern that this building on a vacant site constitutes a primary use, and the primary use of the shed or utility building, whatever it was that was going to be classified, wasn't going to comply. But in this case, you are exempt, so we can move forward. Unfortunately, you do need a bathroom. I talked to several people at building code officials. They tell me under your building code ordinance, UCC, I think you called it, is a building of this type needs a bathroom. Now, the best I can do is, I talked to them about it, they said, yeah, a chemical toilet would work, we put that on the site. So I put in the specifications, I made sure that the contractor's aware he has to provide a level area, it has to meet ADA, the handicap ramp slope requirements and such for someone that can use it. So that's part of the specifications, and you do have to do that. The chemical toilet is not part of the bid. I talked to John about that, is that the borough would have to have, at the time of for your certificate of occupancy, you would have to have a bathroom up there, which met ADA standards. Okay. The second, the next question I have for Borough Council is that if you want to put a floor in this thing, concrete slab on stone, now's a very good time if you had the extra money to do it. I know the grant takes you up to $60,000. I was going to ask if I should solicit a price from the contractor to do it while you're putting the building up. Once the building is up, the shell is in, coming back later to put a concrete slab in is going to be a little bit more expensive. So if you have the money, now might be the time to do it. Right now, the contract says you're just going to put in whatever's out there. You're just going to level the area, gravel, pavement, whatever's out there, and put the shell up, and you're going to keep the building in like that. So that decision doesn't have to be made right away. You can talk about it. You can just have John tell me to get a price for it. When the price comes in, you can take a look at it and say, oh, that's way too much, or no, it's reasonable. And we can go at that and form of a change order, get them to do that. So, okay. Yes.
I thought in your bid that you had a stone foundation.
You took that out. I don't know who it was that directed us to take it out, but it came from Joan ultimately. But you took out the stone base bid from the contract. All right. As with any of our construction projects going forward, we will take this project up to the point where it is awarded notice to proceed. And after that point, if you want us to inspect it, if you want us to look at the site plans that come in, and if you want us to go out there and make sure that we go through the grant process properly and administer the contract, I always try to give you guys an idea what the cost is going to be. So approximately $6,500. Usually it's about $4,000, but because there's these site plans that are floating out there, that he's going to have to submit, and if I have to go through that process, it's going to cost you a little bit extra. $6,500 is a general number. It's probably about what you can expect to spend. Can come in a little bit higher, probably come in probably a little bit lower. There are other things you have to look at with this building. There's like the trusses, the supports you have to check for structural loading, snow loading, wind loads, whatever the structural guides. It all has to be, foundations have to be included and stuff like that. So there's a few extra hours to make sure that you're getting the building that your code requires and that will stand up for you under the circumstances that we have. So, okay, now, all that being said, I know it's a lot to take in. First, I'm looking for whether you're going to award the contract to Dutchman Contracting LLC in the amount of $58,833.
Everybody got a chance. We all got this in the email. Everybody got a chance to look at the contract. two bids, one was 58, one was 91.
One was, the other one was 91,900, but he had an error in there, it's actually closer to 72,000, but it's still like nice.
So first step, we need to make a motion to award contract to Dutchman for the 58,000.
I'll make the
You
motion.
don't put the gutters in it?
The gutter will handle as a change order if they want to move forward with a change
Put them
order.
separately.
Okay, so we'll do that separately.
All right, so I got a motion, Pete. Need a second on that approval, well, full one?
I'll
To
second.
award.
The amount of $58,833.
Any discussion before we vote?
Yeah, I'd like to say something.
Go ahead, Dan.
If I can have the floor.
Go ahead, Dan.
So, next time you put out a bid, and Joe would ask you to check with the office first before you run the ad, would you please do that?
Didn't we do that? Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
All right. Any other discussion? Let's have a voice vote, Dave, please.
Mr. Bridinger,
Yes to a bid to award the contract.
Mr. Bolash,
Yes.
Mr. Romana,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Dees,
Yes.
Mr. James.
Yes. Ayes have it. Now, second order business. Anticipated packs approximately $6,500 in engineering costs, check site plans, shop drawings, spec construction, administer contract, and grant program to close out project.
I'll make a motion for Barry Easton to administrate the contract not to exceed $6,500.
I'll second.
And is there any discussion regarding?
I didn't catch the whole thing.
Bob, we're gonna award, or we're gonna have Barry Eisett oversight the cost of the project, $6,500 engineering costs to check site plans, shop drawings, spec construction, minister contract, the grant program, and close out project. They anticipate approximately $6,500 in costs. All right? Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
This is the matter of the rain gutters and downspouts.
Okay. So, it just pushes us over $728 at this point, in addition to our grant, right?
That's right. Grant was for 60,000.
We budgeted 50,000.
Oh, I don't know.
So you just have to decide whether or not the gutters and spouts.
Are we asking for metal gutters or seamless gutters? What kind of gutters do they offer?
I didn't get that far into it with the contract, actually Bill was talking to the contractor, and I don't have that information.
Because they must give a price on something.
Yeah, they gave the price of $1,895, correct, but it was for gutters and
Labor, install,
everything.
so we have a bigger building, so.
You know, and if you had.
And that's pretty cheap. I put gutters in my house and it cost me over $600. It's a lot smaller than.
Than this. But, you know, if Dane said we're competent in putting up gutters and such, put it on to the borough forces or something.
It's probably better than doing that.
It's easier when I cut all this stuff there.
So a motion to, this would be a change, right?
This would be a change, yes, except
This-
change.
This would be a change to the original bid of $58,833. And the cost, the total of $1,895. So, motion to add gutters and downspouts.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any more discussion?
Do we want to get info of what's all included with that quote?
You you can provide us with that.
What's that?
The 1895.
Oh, what kind of gutters and information that would be, yeah, I can
All that.
So that seems like a reasonable price for labor and materials.
How far down the road do you need to know about the concrete pad then?
So, you're 2 weeks
So
out.
before we go forward, let's close this up.
Yeah.
Any more discussion? I don't mean to interrupt you, Pete, but let's close up this. Vote all in favor, rain gutters and downspouts, say aye. All opposed? Ayes have it.
So you're still probably about a month away. I mean, you've got to set out the notice of proceed, which probably won't be until the end of August. And then he's got to get a surveyor out there, they got to do the plan design, they got to get everything turned in. You're not going to get that in a month, so I can come back to the next meeting, or you can just talk about it, gentlemen. And if you want, I can solicit a price from them. That way, at the next meeting, you guys can just say, yes or
Yes, sir.
That'd be good.
That probably is the best.
Since you're here, I have a question for you about that cement floor. If you don't have a site, if you pour the floor before the building goes up, you have to know exactly where the poles and everything are. don't you?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be us, okay, it'd be him.
Well, then,
Yeah, you would.
but to do it afterwards, it's just simply a matter of
Going in and forming up the wall, whatever it is, and doing court and stuff.
It's not impossible.
It's not, but
It's just a little bit more labor, that's all.
it's, my source, I tell you, it would be a bit more expensive.
I'll get prices on that.
I'll get prices on it.
Then we could even include that in our second phase, we'll see how that goes. Okay,
Okay.
so we're good with this building? And then, did you want to discuss the second phase of this?
Did I want to?
Well,
You
I mean,
guys-
while we have you here,
Okay.
Well, so I just quick go down, he said, lighting, driveway and fencing.
What about security lights?
Cameras, there's a lot you can do. You have to run power into the building.
Right.
The benefit of, by the way, of having that chemical toilet is you don't have to run a sewer line out to the street sort of thing. But, yeah, you have to run, I think that's all you need, is you're gonna have to run power to the building, but you could think about whether you want phone service there or.
but right now, we just need to talk about a grant for, we're
Well,
just.
the property committee would need to get together too and figure out what we want on the building. The grants, of course, we would put in for another grant.
Yes.
So why don't we, when the property committee decides when they're gonna meet, we'll go back to you and well, actually we'll bring it to council with our suggestions of what the building should have. And then we'll get back to you.
You wanted to move on this.
There's a timeline. Mary from our office is constantly writing me.
Yeah, this is when they went by August 3rd.
So,
If you want me to pursue it in a general form, I can work up a cost, and she's looking for a cost estimate for me. I can say, do you guys want to pay that lot? We can just go in there and put in, 2.5 inches of surface and smooth it out. I mean, I would imagine the plan that we're getting as part of this phase would be for the whole site. And so we could then include, an idea of paving and curving. or
that's, you
landscaping.
said fencing around the outside perimeter, landscaping
And this is also the one where he said, ask for more because you always get less.
Which we did, yeah, and that's,
So make it real fancy and then.
make it fancy,
Make
and
the rest
then
of
you'll
what you
get, instead of getting 200,000, you'll get 100,000.
we're just formulating, we're just making this for a grant. We're not actually.
Right. No, you're right. But the
Right.
grant people want to know what it is you want to do.
Right.
So.
Well, I don't think we can come up with everything tonight. How about if the council will give Joan suggestions of what we'd like to see in the building, she'd get back to Barry, I said, within the next couple of days.
So if
Because we could be sitting all night discussing them.
you can, give me as much as you can,
Yes.
okay? And then I can put all that in the grant application, and then you get what you get, and you can hone it down based on the amount that you get.
Well, while you're here, what do you suggest in addition to the things that we've mentioned? have
So-
emergency lights.
Yeah,
fencing.
emergency lights and actually sight lighting if you were gonna use it at any particular time.
Do we need any fire suppression, fire code, anything like that?
You would need that at the beginning, you would need that as part of this phase, so no, I think it's, if you're gonna change the use, you would need something along those lines.
Lot,
Um,
it's a parking lot there.
Parking lot, and if you wanted to go the route of bathroom, I cannot stress, I don't think you need a bathroom in there, the codes require that you put one in there. If you want to put a bathroom in, we could make a connection to the sewer and you get a permanent bathroom in there, which would end all of the discussion.
All right.
Okay. And you could put in building improvements, so if you wanted to get electronic doors to lift up, if you wanted to get camera systems, security systems for that. Also,
About like a generator.
generator. What would you use the generator for?
Just be our emergency building, you know, or like part of our emergency plan.
Yeah, you know, I could put a generator in there. I'll put, if you had one in mind, if you had a price for one to make my job a little easier, you could just say, hey, put this generator in for $700, or $900, or $9,000, whatever it is. You can add that, yes.
We want external lighting, right?
External lighting, yes.
I have a Dave question.
Go ahead.
Hey, the people that are using our lot on Ridge Street, we talked to them about getting the site kind of ready. Did they do anything?
That is now completed.
Okay.
Now, I did not look at the sidewalks out there. If there's sidewalk repairs you want to do, you can put that.
There's no sidewalks there. There certainly is.
Yeah, but they're a mess, aren't they?
Yeah, they're shot.
Okay.
All right, and then we'll funnel all our ideas to Joe and then.
Okay. Mary's out on vacation today and this week. It's a little time, okay? Yes.
Okay.
She's not putting it in.
I told her, once I found out from you guys, I was gonna call.
Well, that's why we didn't get back there. We knew she was going away.
Yeah. So, okay.
Good.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Appreciate your
guys.
time.
Thanks, Doug.
Okay. Mayor's report, live from Florida.
The only thing I got is that, I called Med Ed about the utility pole, and they should take care of that shortly.
Okay.
And I haven't heard anything back from them.
All right.
That's it.
Solicitor?
Nothing except executive session with regard to domestic violence.
All right. First, my report. First of all, a big thank you to Joan, Dave, Dane, and everybody that pitched in for our National Night Out. It was a good success. I thank everybody that attended. I think it went really well. Support by our fire department and our police consultant and our state police. We had 3 different state police troopers show
Well,
us.
Sergeant Mooney, who showed up first, was calling everybody that was available to come down because we had so much food.
Good on it, right? But, for tribute to you guys for really putting out, some time and set up, take it down. Thanks for those folks that donated stuff to us too. Those really turned out good. Thanks for everybody that showed up. I really appreciate that. That's good. A little bit more things we do. July 31st, I attended Lehigh Valley Planning Commission meeting. This was held at the Penn State Lehigh Valley College. Pretty interesting. A couple of things that we got. I did speak to somebody about our bike path, and our bike path we're working on that, but they're also putting out some time and effort into that bike path, and I did talk to our folks about them connecting our bike path with Wilson and Palmer, and they seem very interested, and I'm working with them, and actually someone volunteered to that committee to kind of help out with that and see how that goes. So we're looking good. The Lehigh Valley Planning Commission called for projects around December timeframe. So they will contact you probably, Joe. And this is call for projects. Then we're talking about Lehigh Valley Planning Commission projects like the Route 22 mess, Fullerton Avenue. That's one of their projects. They were about $141 million in road projects this year. One of the ones I saw that was kind of significant was you know how 25th Street winds around, goes down to the Glendon Bridge and over. They're gonna work that. They're gonna work on that road because that road is always a mess, right? So so you should see, and I'm just giving you fair warning. You should see some things starting to move on that, and that's a 5-year project. So you know it's gonna happen, but and they're gonna fix it. They're gonna fix the water, the way the water runs off, and everything else. But they're working on that too. They talked about the fireworks, and I know that was a pain for everybody, but the reality is for us, they were and let me tell you that, so the Lehigh Valley Planning Commission was there, and so were all the municipalities. This is Easton, Allentown, this is Northampton and Lehigh County, so this is everybody, you know, and everybody had a lot of trouble with them this year. The big deal with the fireworks, though, is whether we love it or not, is that they're approved, and there's we got to change our zoning to be able to reflect permanent and temporary fireworks structure. So based on some zoning, if there's enough area, somebody could actually put up a temporary fireworks store in the borough. We have to change our zoning to reflect that too. So we'll work on that. They talked about stormwater runoff, and I think the good thing about it for us was that their municipalities are really, and you can see now with all this rain that we had, that stormwater runoff is really, really big right now. But it's really, really expensive for all municipalities, and there's a lot of municipalities, and the bigger municipalities are really getting hit. It's millions of dollars, and even for us, it's going to be some cost. So this is going up to their levels, and they're working on it, and I think that we're going to get some help, some relief from the Planning Commission and future projects. So that might help us out and help us with the stormwater runoff. So it was a really, really good meeting. The other thing they were talking about was, that was very interesting, was, you know, when you go up north, Palmer, Tatamy, everything's turning into big warehouses, right? And you've seen a lot more truck traffic now, and it's impacting the entire region, and it's bad. And so the folks that are up there, they're happy because it's commerce, it's business, it's money coming into the valley. They're sad because most of our property, our land, is being taken up by warehouses. So the person that led the discussion told us that we have about 10 years at our current rate before we run out of room for warehouses. So the boom of warehouses comes from we buy everything online, right? So the FedEx, the Walmart, the Amazons, all of these big warehouses that they put in are the result of everybody who shops online, and so nobody shops at the stores anymore. So then they said, this poses another problem because the malls, like Lehigh Valley malls and all these guys are suffering because, and you go to the Phillipsburg Mall, it's scary now in there. So it's changing the way we do business, and so the real deal is like this is affecting the valley. Now the valley is growing like in our area. I think Philadelphia, and I think up in Pittsburgh, we're experiencing really, really good growth. And this is a really robust area for us. We're kind of fortunate, but by the same token, we're growing out like this. So they're trying to get some balance, like open space. They're trying to be some balance, but it's hard to say no to commerce. You know, people want to make money, so very, very interesting. So I thought I'd share that with you. All right, moving on. List of policies, resolutions.
How about going back to
Question for you,
office?
Paul.
What?
I said, when you get done with your discussion, you should open it up for questions. Well, I have a question for Matt. How'd you make out on Second Street with all the rain?
I didn't have any complaints, and I didn't hear of many. I didn't hear of any really. Somebody said water washed up onto the sidewalk, but that was a torrential rain. I don't know, you weren't here, I guess. We had some torrential rains. But overall, it would have been a disaster without the work that was done to the street.
All right,
So it went well.
good.
Anybody else? So we'll open it up for some discussion.
I forgot office report.
How did I do that? I skipped you, didn't I?
Yeah.
I jumped right over it.
Just two things quickly. First of all, the hillside along the playground will be taken care of, weather permitting, on Wednesday. That was sprayed probably about 6 weeks ago. They will come in and clear everything out this Wednesday if the weather holds for them. Also, what I'm passing out is a budget that the office has put together to begin the process for the 2019 budget.
All right.
What basically was used was past and current financial information and what we've done for the budget in past years. Now, specific requests or needs that will come from the committees will change that, but at least this is a basic for the general and sewer fund budgets.
Can you send this electronically to Robert?
Yes.
Any things?
Oh, that's it.
Sorry for jumping over you.
That's okay.
And I was excited about getting out there. Missed it. I ran right over you. All right. Policies, resolutions, ordinances, anything? David?
You covered everything you needed, right?
Roundtable, council roundtable?
I just want to make an announcement. Before I do, I kind of want to give like a history lesson to this. So to go way back, my great-grandfather, George White, one of his proudest accomplishments, was building his own house in West Easton in 1927. From there, my grandmother, Dorothy, and my grandfather, John Ridiger, who patrolled the streets of West Easton from Wilson Borough, lived there. My sisters lived there. I currently live there now. October 6th of this year, I'm getting married. My fiance, Kaylee Riley. And then in March, we are expecting the 5th generation. So we're expecting it. So I want to let you guys know that. And,
Very good.
the tradition of just West Easton, and it's exciting.
Wow. Excellent.
So I'll let you guys know. Thank you.
Congratulations.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right there. It's hard to.
So.
All right. Let's move to committee reports. Finance?
Just a report, but we do need to make a call. At least once a week we should meet for the next 3 weeks.
Okay.
I'll be available every night after 5:30. So whatever you guys agree to make, come on.
Okay, let's set a meeting this week. What about Friday?
It works for me.
August 17th at 6 p.m. I'll contact Desiree next week on August, Wednesday, the 22nd. August 22nd at 6 p.m.
Yes.
And then about the 29th, August 29th,
29th, I'm still good.
6 p.m. I'll follow up with Desiree.
Thanks.
All right. Property highway.
It's Dave, no,
Yeah, Dave, and Pete, and Matt. Do we have the need to
Can you meet this week, so we have something to tell him? Is that what you're doing?
I'll ask Dave the chairman.
Well, he's new.
You want to handle it? Do you want to handle it? Do you want to arrange a meeting?
This week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I'm free any day.
Thursday, I'm busy. Wednesday, I'm free.
Wednesday, 15.
at what time?
WC 6.
Every time.
6, or I mean, I can go anytime, it doesn't matter.
Do you want to go earlier today?
I can be here about by 3:30 or earlier.
That's fine. Fine, do whatever you want.
3:30?
3:30?
4?
4 o'clock?
4 o'clock.
Okay, 4 p.m. August 15th.
When school starts, then I'm not so easy to arrange time.
All right. Public safety personnel.
Oh, Desiree's not here. Yeah, in fact, we need to go into, I'll have to discuss it in executive session of personnel matter.
Okay. Do we need to set a meeting, or are we good?
I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to set one just in case? If we can't, I mean, depending upon our session, that way you can cancel, but.
Well, I don't know Desiree's schedule. She's,
All right.
and I really don't know of anything
All right.
coming up.
She's not here tonight as a flood, before it was because she was not really
Right.
busy,
Yeah.
and stuff.
I know she did. Okay. Legal newsletter computers. Utilities Commission?
We had a meeting on July 17th. We discussed the pros and cons of a rate study for the sewer billing. We also were going to submit to council a proposal to bill Delta Wash $9,000 based on influent water meter readings from March up to June. I can set a meeting if Bob and yourself are available the 23rd.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, about 6.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that good, Bob?
Yes.
Okay.
Recreation Committee? No, you've been doing too much recreation.
Nothing to report, and we don't need to schedule a meeting.
And, good job on the night out, by the way. It was
It's all office.
great. Thanks for bringing the cornhole. That was good.
While y'all sit around and talk
Yeah.
about it.
Oh, it was a little scary at first. Let's let lightning and thunder. So finally, grants.
Yeah, West Easton received a letter from Northampton County. They've signed the grant approval for $24,500 for the trestle study, both trestles. And just so you know, it's probably a good thing we went ahead and did this because the Department of Transportation just sent out a letter to everybody with privately owned bridges. Let's see, it says here, Schedule an inspection by an engineer who is certified for bridge inspection in Pennsylvania and forward a report to the department within 60 days of this letter. So it's probably a good thing we got to jump on it, because apparently they're contacting everybody with a private bridge to have them inspected by a certified engineer. And I know Barry Isett Associates had an engineer lined up, right?
Or else they're going to get one, yeah. Do we just move forward? You have to vote on it?
Well, I
did already.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's all approved, but
Yeah.
I don't think we've approved Barry Isett to move ahead. I know Mayor Paul was looking, or wanted to look into getting a bridge engineer, someone certified by PennDOT to do the engineering separate from Barry Isett, but with 60 days, I don't know how much you want to delay this.
Well, he couldn't do it because he didn't have credentials. Didn't he recommend somebody for us?
I don't think recommended, but they were going to find somebody.
Okay.
Then I think,
We need to move.
yeah, we need to move on it, so I would make a motion, we have Barry Isett find us a certified bridge engineer approved by the DOT.
All right, because the grant was approved for our,
The grant's been approved, right?
beautiful, okay. So we had matching money up to,
We're putting in 18,375 and Wilson's putting in 6,125 for a total cost of 49,000.
all right, so you have a motion to get Barry Isett to find us a bridge engineer that can do the study
That can, yeah, approved by by PennDOT, Department of Transportation.
based on, and with regard to our approval, our grant approval. Do we have a second?
Second.
I'll second it.
All right. Do we have any discussion regarding that?
Is there going to be a cost involved here?
Yeah, we already voted to approve 18, our cost would be 18, what did I say, 18, where is it, 18,375.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already did that, it's just a matter, we were waiting for the grant to be approved.
Yeah, I think
Correct.
we actually,
Then would there be any extra cost for Barry Isett to do this?
I wouldn't think so, because all they're gonna do is find us an engineer, they shouldn't have to do any kind of oversight of it.
A couple phone calls, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, any unfinished business? New business? Everybody got a letter in the mail from Mr. Morganelli regarding his kind of request to come in here and just to talk with us. He asked if he could come in like before our meeting and just have like a little discussion with us. I'd like to know if there's any interest in any council members. Maybe we could extend him an invitation to our to come here prior to our September meeting.
Okay, I was going to say there.
Okay.
Now, there's 4 of us there. That's going to constitute a meeting.
No, it will be an informational meeting only, won't be conducting any business, so it doesn't qualify as a council meeting. It's like when we all go to a seminar or something. It's an informational meeting.
Sounds good. Joe, did you pass the information to council that I gave you?
A little more specific?
Regarding,
Morganelli. He said he would come to our next council meeting, which would be the end of this month, the 4th Monday at 7 o'clock.
We're not going to have.
That was a phone call from him to me. I have to go.
okay,
It's your decision whether you want to hear him at 7 o'clock
possible maybe we could schedule them for the September meeting, Dan?
Well, we don't have to hold, it won't be a council meeting. If we want him to come in to talk to
Just you
us,
guys.
yeah. It wouldn't be a council meeting. We don't have to we don't have to notify the
All right.
public of a meeting.
All right.
You might be better off, though,
Yeah.
not having the meeting on the 27th, not having the Morgan Hill meeting, having, scheduling it at a separate time. He's been doing this, and it's a good idea, he's been doing it to other municipalities too, it's an outreach program,
Yeah.
which is fine, but there's nothing wrong with doing it in September or October when you're at a meeting, because if you're all gonna be here, from a logistics standpoint, you know, there's nothing terrible with pushing it back to September, October. And from my standpoint,
I thought we were trying to work with his schedule.
yeah, but he's gonna be doing this all fall, I mean, he's
Oh,
going
is
to,
he?
oh yeah. I know that from other municipalities, it's not just us.
A lot of councils have meetings on the second Monday of the month. He made the appointment for 7 o'clock. If you want me to call him back and ask him to change it to the first of the next month, then I'll do it.
Yeah, can we do that, Dan?
It's up to you.
Yes.
July 10th, September 10th.
If that's, I mean, first of all, is that okay? Is that agreeable? Everybody else?
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Yeah, if you could, Dan. And if not, then we can work on that 7 p.m. That 7 p.m. or so.
All right.
Thank you. Any more new business? Any additional public comment?
I sent a letter to every council member about West Easton deputy constables, and I never heard anything back. Is there any response at all?
Did you get any response or any interest on?
Not from, well, she just sent it to you guys.
Oh,
I think you should go to public safety.
okay. No, I don't. We didn't have any response. I didn't get anything back.
All right, so then I'm not being listed on your webpage, and I'm not being, it's not going to be listed on the Facebook page, nothing. I'll take that as a declination to list me as an elected constable on your Facebook, on your official webpage.
I think, I thought it was sent to committee. Isn't that where we are? It's in the process of being sent to committee. So we haven't made a decision yet, it's in the process of being sent to committee.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Anything new on the police force from last month?
Dan?
I didn't hear the question.
Update on our police?
As far as I know, and I'm in contact with Bob, he passed all his exams, and he'll say shortly he'll be able to be sworn in by the county.
We've, Dave's made progress on police, our proposed site for our police station, so floor, it's the walls and,
A lot of finished work, painting, floors, so all the heavy construction is done.
sorry,
There's just, a lot of finesse work left over.
we've got, Dan was able to get some furniture, some really nice furniture, so it's really gonna look, it's really gonna look good, I think.
Dan,
Yes,
how does it work once he's sworn in? Is he, the second he's sworn in, does he become the police chief, so he has to act as a police?
Yes, I was just gonna.
We
I
got
we have a solicitor here.
Just so we're clear on this, he's not the expert now. The question is, once he's sworn in, he becomes the police chief.
I mean, literally like that day, even though,
No, council has to hire him as police chief.
right. And when he
And
goes
then he's sworn in, I think.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't get sworn in until we actually want him as police chief, Dan. And-
Right, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Because even if he's, can be officially the police chief, if we don't have everything, he shouldn't be the police chief, is that right?
Yeah, it's all a question of time. You have a
Right.
brand new one, you establish all the numbers, and then all of a sudden you have a police force, you have a police department. It's unfunded, but not unfunded, it's unmanned at that point.
Right.
The next step is you hire them, the next step is you swear them in, and then often that can be done at the same time.
Right, right.
Or, simultaneously. and then that's the process, then you come to the police chief, then you have a police force.
Literally will start, I mean, because they have no body cam and no
Right.
tickets,
Actually-
I mean,
Let me ask you.
Hold on, Dan, I need to back up to making a committee meeting. I passed on the public safety, but this is a good point. I need a public safety meeting so Bob can be here to tell us what he needs and equipment and stuff like that. It was supposed to happen the last public safety meeting, and he missed it. I wanted to ask him everything he needs so that we can get this stuff lined up and be ready to go. So, do you have any idea what Bob's schedule might be?
I know he's a son sometimes, maybe set up 2 or 3 and then cancel it.
Yeah, I think, let's see, we got a meeting for the 15th. How about the 16th, the 17th, the 20th, and 21st at 6 o'clock?
We're here on the 17th. Finance.
Oh, finance is here 17th? All right, 16th, 20th, 21st.
Matt, can you make it like the 2021?
Okay. How about 20, 21, and 22?
Sounds good.
Okay, at 6 o'clock. If he can make one of those days, we'll just cancel the other 2.
We're here on the 22nd. Can you make it the 23rd? I'm sorry.
Who's here on the 23rd?
The finance committee,
What time are you here?
6 p.m.
Make it,
Well, somebody can meet in here, and somebody else can meet back at Dane's. Yes.
we'll make it 6:30.
Okay.
Half hour enough for you for
Yeah.
finance? Okay. 6:30 on those days.
All 3.
Yeah. Just to make it easier to remember. And if he can make one of those days, we'll cancel the other 2.
And we gotta let Desiree know too, right?
Yes.
Dave, you're good with that too?
So a follow-up to that, to vote to hire him, would that be at a regular council meeting? Okay. I wasn't sure if there was something going off or something.
I'd like to ask my question now.
All right.
Do you know for sure you're not going to have a meeting on the 27th, and the next meeting would be the 10th of next month?
Yes.
That's the plan.
So, if Rob gets a chance to be hired by West Easton on the 27th, don't cancel that meeting until you know for sure.
Dan, we're not going to hire him. I can tell you right now, I'll vote no to hire him on the 27th because we don't have equipment yet.
I understand that.
And once he's hired, it has to be,
Yeah, once
Yeah,
we
police-
serve as
police-
police chief, he would have to enforce the laws as a police chief.
If he copies walking around there.
Hey, Roosevelt said all he needed was a big stick.
All right. Yeah, good, Dan? Good?
Yeah, good.
Okay, thank you. Any further comments? Thanks. Any more public? We're going to move into executive session.